We got my main man, Ross Dellenger, Sports Illustrated, joining us. Ross, what's going on, brother?
Hey, G-Bob, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing well as well. You were at
Doing
Penn
good, man.
State this weekend. You were at a whiteout. That's where I'm going to start because, to me, uh, through the television at least, that Penn State whiteout game is the only thing that I could see maybe edging out what I witnessed in Death Valley against Florida. You went to both in back-to-back weeks. What's the verdict, Ross?
I know everybody keeps asking me that on Twitter. Look. I think the loudness, the noise is certainly louder in Tiger Stadium.
Oh,
But the whiteout was just really cool and unique. And I'll say this too. I literally, T-Bob, I mean it. I did not see one open seat at Penn State. Not
damn.
one. I mean, we kept looking around.
That's
I mean, we were
110,000, right?
Yeah, 110,000 plus. Yeah. And I could not find an empty seat anywhere. And it could be easy to see empty seats because they're dark and everybody was in white.
Yeah.
So, but I couldn't see hardly any empty seats at all. It was incredible. So, and just the commitment those people made to wear white. I mean, everybody, pretty much was in white, and it had the white pom-poms, and the student section was really cool. They do a lot of different chants and things like that, and with it all being white with the pom-poms, I mean, it was like waves of like a sea of white. It was pretty incredible.
It's pretty absurd looking. Very Midsommar vibes from it. Have you seen Midsommar movie?
I have not.
Okay, well, you need to check it out because it's exactly like the Penn State whiteout. Also, LSU students love to do chants. It's just that they're not allowed to do their chants, Ross. When you have an article up on Sports Illustrated right now breaking down the new hotness, this new ankle surgery that teams are using for high ankle sprains. Obviously, Tua had it on one of his ankles last year. He had it on the opposite ankle on Sunday. Explain to our listeners what exactly this new high ankle surgery is.
Well, last December, right before the championship game, I talked to a bunch of Alabama team physicians about this because Tua had the same procedure last year after he sprained his other ankle in the SEC championship game, and then of course returned for the semifinal. So after the semifinal, going to the championship game, I did kind of a piece on what this tightrope surgery is. It's not relatively new. They started doing it back in 2005, but Alabama didn't start doing it. I mean, it was launched in general nationally in 2005, but Alabama didn't start using it on their players until 2014 when they got ready. You'll remember Cam Robinson, Louisiana native Cam Robinson,
Yeah.
left tackle for Alabama. They got him ready within 2 weeks to play against LSU. It's the first time they used the procedure because he badly wanted to play against LSU. So what it is just, the normal procedure to fix a sprained ankle is either rest or kind of rehabilitation, which can take a long, long time to recover from, or to get back on the field, or it's to put two screws, into your drill into the two bones, two screws, and then kind of tighten them, and then later to go back, you got to go back in and you got to take those screws out. So it's a real hard procedure on your ankle, and it can be tough to recover from. So what this is without getting too complicated, it's just using like a fishing wire and threading it between the bones and pulling it tight, basically. So you don't have to go in, you don't have to take anything out. There's no second surgery or anything like that. The surgery is 25 minutes, and players can come back. They start running within 10 days of the surgery, which is incredible because the old procedure, it sometimes takes 3+ weeks to get back and start running. So it is really something. And there are a lot of people use this, not just Alabama. It's used in the NFL, some it's used in the NBA, in some.
I think Jordy said that Glenn Logan actually had it earlier this year.
Oh, really? Okay, that's interesting.
I don't know for sure. I don't know.
So Other, well, Jordy would know. I'm gonna trust Jordy.
Yeah,
You know,
I would too.
yeah. Other people are starting to use it. It's
Is there any
like I said,
long-term
it's
concerns, Ross? Like, I mean, have you talked to doctors that have maybe voiced any are we flying too close to the sun doing this for a high ankle?
well, that's a great question. And back in December when I did that story, I talked to some other, physicians around the nation and tried to get a gauge on this. It's too early to know
Mm.
the long term. I mean, at least at Alabama, like I said, they just started doing it, in 2014. So it's too early to know kind of the implications, I think, down the road. But everything is mostly positive to hear from players who've had it
I mean, I guess
because they'll
Cam
say,
Robinson still, right? I mean, he's still playing in
right.
the NFL.
And Cam has said, and other players who have had it have said when they've come close to twisting that ankle, it doesn't necessarily sprain the way it would normally sprain with the tightrope in there. So it's almost like a deterrent for the ankle spraining.
So,
So
so the next step, the extreme dystopian future step, is getting preemptive tightrope, so
right,
that you just like
right, yeah.
cybernetically enhance your ankles.
Absolutely. In years from now, I bet we'll have the same thing with the ACL. Hey, let's go in and have before you start your high school career. So let's go in and have this deterrent ACL surgery. I bet at some point we'll have things like that happen. I mean, it'll be years from down the line, but everything about this surgery is pretty positive here. It's just convincing physicians to switch over from the old method that's tried and true is something that taking time. And this is a quick recovery. People ask me about the recovery process. Right now there's probably some swelling. So what happens is the first 2 days after surgery, there's swelling, and so they'll keep this kind of like medical wrap around it that helps it kind of heal and swelling to go down. And then within 3 or 4 days, T-Bob, you jump on a underwater treadmill and run for a couple days. And then by day 10, at least in Tua's case last December, by day 10, he was ready to run. He passed the strength test. He was ready to run. He returned to practice by day 13. Could have played then.
The strength test is like wonderfully old school too. From reading the article, you just got to hop on your leg 12 times, right?
Yeah, 15 straight times on the injured knee. And
all right, he's good to go. Go let him play football. Talking to Ross Dellenger at Ross Dellenger on Twitter. Doesn't get easier than that of Sports Illustrated. Ross, let's look at this LSU Auburn game. Is Auburn the best defense LSU will face all year?
Yeah, I think so. I think Florida's defense is great, and there are people in the SEC that'll tell you they would take Florida's defense over any other because it's just more well-rounded. However, I think Auburn's front is probably the best, though. Specifically the front.
Yeah.
And we all know, the front. How the front goes is how defenses go. If you can get pressure and stop the run, and they seem to be able to do both of those things pretty well. And so it's close. I think it's close. I think Florida's defense is more well-rounded. We saw LSU carve right through them. But Auburn, I'm sure, with Kevin Steele over there, they're going to bring some different stuff, and they do. They have a relentless pressure up front. And I'll say this, T-Bob, I just got a text. Glenn Logan did have that surgery. He did. He had that surgery. I think he injured his ankle after the Texas game.
Yeah.
Is that right?
And then he played Saturday.
Played against maybe Florida. He might have come back against Florida.
I think so. Yeah, because seven guys. I think seven guys played against Florida. Yeah.
Is that 3 weeks? I guess something like that. I don't have the schedule in front of me.
Math is not a strong suit of this show, Ross. We'll say 3 weeks. That sounds great to me.
Yep.
All right, Ross Dellenger at Ross Dellenger. So real quick on the way out here, give us a little prediction for Saturday. LSU Auburn.
Yeah, I think Joe Burrow said it pretty good this past weekend, right? He said, if LSU plays like they did against Mississippi State, especially in the first half against Auburn, they'll lose. They will. They'll probably be behind at halftime, I'd expect, But I don't necessarily expect, at home, week before the bye, kind of leave it all out there. I think LSU wins. I think it's probably a little closer, just because Auburn's defense, I think they can run the ball pretty well, and LSU's defense has been vulnerable at times. So maybe at least early on, by late in the third quarter, maybe it's a little close game, and the LSU pulls away with Burrow, carving up the defensive backfield in the fourth quarter.
Can't wait. Are you coming in Saturday?
No, I'm not. No.
Oh, wow. You're going to the Dakotas, huh?
No, I'm not going. I am not. Heck
okay.
No. Way too cold up there.
Ross Dellenger, thanks so much, man. You have a great day.